Tonight, from TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida, it's Thursday Night Football on EA Sports.
Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
At their own 28-yard line.
First carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he'll get about 4 across the 30 to the 32. Numbers for Mixon last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches running that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
7 yards there and a first down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup there. 2nd down, ball on the 3. First down marker at the 1-yard line. Rush coming, and he's taken down. CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
3rd and long.
And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 4th touchdown of the year. And the Bengals are going to take a 4 first-quarter lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They will find Davis. That's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Taken down.
The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 21 carries, 96 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
A 7-yard loss.
Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
And as we break it down on Next Gen Stats, that entire play wound up taking just 2.4 seconds beginning to end. So they were on him in a hurry. Out of the gun now on third down. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And that will be incomplete.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. Joe Mixon and the Bengal offense ready to go back to work. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. Jack able to knock that one away. On third down, Burrow. Throw left side complete. It's Boyd. Burrow to Boyd there for the Cincy first. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
On second down, Burrow looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. The 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. To return it, Darius Phillips. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Ready to go on offense. Out come the Bengals. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this run.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get set.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, 76 yards. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
Well, CD, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. Now, that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And that's why he's one of the best running backs in the game today, because this run combined all the elements. Started with patience, and he was just waiting for the right lane to materialize. Then once he saw it, he used his speed and escapability in tandem and turned this into a tremendous play.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks, because then the defense has the advantage.
On 2nd down, it's Robinson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. They end up getting stuffed twice after that 9-yard gain back on first down.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. On 2nd down, here's Burrow.
That one taken in by T. Higgins.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
The Bengals first down.
A toss left, Mixon. And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 44-yard line.
First down, Cincinnati.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Able to find Higgins. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
First down, Bengals.
Mixon with a first down carry. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Jaguars' 24-yard line.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down.
Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down.
A gain of
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
From the red zone now, here's Burrow first down. And he slings one that's incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. And this is incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
He had 3 catches last week. That one his 3rd on this drive alone.
Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
T. Higgins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead. It's good, and it is now 21-7. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
And this will make it into the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over.
And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut it, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll run here with Robinson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Second and 14. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's got the first down and more inside the 40.
And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down. Conversion.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 40.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
They run for the first time with Devine Ozigbo. And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And Robinson with a big catch. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try and run. This is Robinson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. Now the old pass completion for... No gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
That'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
It's like you're going negative on me.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
The Bengals drive about to get going. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. We have hit halftime. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
Jaguars 10. Austin Seibert.
The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports.
That's fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Not only they completed the football on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And that is incomplete here.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
Well, we saw that they had a lot of success last week throwing the football, but that hasn't translated to this week. But with his team behind, I don't expect him to back off. I expect him to keep firing.
The kick by Lambeau is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Play action. It's Burrow. They'll roll him out right. He's going to take off with it. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Burrow on play action. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Burrow getting this into the hands of Higgins.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Cincinnati.
zone now. They'll look to throw. And that one complete once again to Higgins. And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal. As he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Another try for Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. The Bengals, they widen their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And this will be a Jaguars 1st down as he gets it up past the 35. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This one caught by Davis. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Not a big... window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 2nd down now, it's Robinson. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
They run. Robinson. DJ Reader there on the tackle. And they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the 1st half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 25-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
At the 25-yard line.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Jones. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They run the draw here with Robinson. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
These guys had to settle for a field goal their last time moving the ball down the field. They may have to do it again on this drive. That could be frustrating.
Yeah, I don't want to be cliche, but at least they were able to get 3 last time. 3 here, not the worst thing in the world. So his third field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these threes into sixes.
And sevens, and probably even eights. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10. At their own 27.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down, and you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
That's taken in by Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the 4th. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Now Burrow loses the football.
And that ball popped free. We can hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
At their own 24-yard line.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball,
Get a completion.
you get a catch,
Yeah.
but still,
No
no
yards.
yardage. Okay.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your... guy trying to throw the football.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. This pass complete to Higgins. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
1st down, Bengals.
From the gun to give to Mixon. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
They go play action with Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
On first down, Mixon. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
T. Higgins was the intended target, but now it's third and goal.
Here's Mixon. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. It's about a 3-yard pickup there, but more importantly, they're still a few yards away here. It's now fourth down and goal.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that 4th.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the 4th. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation. And he knows how to find the end zone. That time, he just didn't get there.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in a game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to. But as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 10. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
At the 35-yard line.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And he'll let this one go deep for Chip. And this is caught. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got it first and goal as they look to punch in a late score. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know.
Doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Throwing now is Joe Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. T. Higgins was the intended target. And it's third down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Well, they'll try a jet sweep here with Higgins. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. Samaje Perine. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
They'll run it with Perine. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. They'll go to Perine, trying to pound it in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Samaje Perine, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now.
23. Austin Seibert.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This will make it into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. So now the Jags down by 15. And time, a huge factor. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Sam Hubbard in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and can...
day. From Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's Week 6 of the NFL on EA Sports. Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. His Steelers getting set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
And here comes Ben Roethlisberger out onto the field ready to lead the Steeler offense.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or 2 free.
Call it a... Officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 15-yard line.
A run for Snell. And not much there at all. He's up only to about the 16-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Returnable here from the 38. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10.
On their side of midfield at the 47.
A first carry here for Joe Mixon.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
At the 45-yard line.
Burrow will throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. In the pocket, chucked it away, flag comes down.
So you got to move a little bit, right? Know where you are in the field, have some awareness. Tackle to tackle. You got to get outside of that tackle box in order to get that done.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession, and on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll go with Snell here on first down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
It's now 3rd down.
They'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. To the right side to Eric Ebron. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here 1st and 10
at their own 20-yard line. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throw in the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
Burrow going to get this into the hands of Mixon, his running back.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Jet sweep, Boyd with it. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it's enough to get them a 1st down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Now Joe Mixon, and he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
That catch good for only a couple.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Rolling to his right. This is caught, and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season, and the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Johnson now returning. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now Snell. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Now it's Roethlisberger. Setting up the screen, this is Samuels. And he goes out right around the 39. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. 6-0 our score after 1.
With the score, Bengals 6, Steelers 0.
Try to run for it with Snell. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals drive about to get going. Tyler Boyd and the rest of the offense heading back out. He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him.
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred a defense quicker than anything else, because as soon as the catch is made, he still has the ability to, yards after catch, get downfield, gain even more, score touchdowns, all of that. This is going to be a lot of fun to watch as this progresses, to see how they defend him and how he changes up his game in order to try and keep getting open.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the 39-yard line.
A draw play for Mixon. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Open man is Higgins. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Here's a run with Mixon. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Mixon trying to punch it in. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. C.J. Uzomah, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. And he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
At the 25-yard line.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. And the Steelers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
And he will have a Steelers 1st down as he's able to get about 3 that time on 3rd and inches.
It's a gain of 3, and it gets him to 1st.
At the 38-yard line.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
At the 42-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's Snell. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 16 yards, a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now Roethlisberger. Ebron caught left side.
And he will be out of bounds. A good yardage there, and he'll get a second to catch his breath as it leads us right into the 2-minute warning.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Roethlisberger going to get that to Ebron.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Given back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Eric Ebron, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have now made this a one-score game. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. On the return, Phillips.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the...
And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run with Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short, and we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. Final play of the half for Burrow and company.
And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd.
Tyler Boyd. As time expires in the first half. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all of that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes...
And now due to apparent time constraints, We fast forward to the beginning of the second half.
Chris Boswell.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Bengals take over first and 10.
So here are the Bengals set to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Mixon will get it to start the second half. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
On second down, Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Second and 11 at the 39-yard line.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. Able to find Higgins.
And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory.
Let's go!
A big play there for the Bengals. 41 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And the Bengals are going to have a first and goal as he's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
Most of the damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
They'll give it to Mixon.
And the Bengals are going to have it first and goal as he'll take this down to about the 3.
You certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
3 tight ends up front here, third and goal.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. It's the fullback. His first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his third so far.
Austin Seibert set.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Taken about 7 yards deep, and he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it at the 37. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42.
Take over 1st and
Cincinnati set to take over once again.
A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
And they go play action now. Burrow. This will be caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Tyler Boyd with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time.
The evidence was right there.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
Austin Seibert set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
25 yards there on the catch and run.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And now a throw on first down there. But it's incomplete.
Incomplete on the throwaway.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA. A run for Snell. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. An explosive 38-yard pickup. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive. And these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
But you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
57, Mike, 57.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. To throw again is Roethlisberger. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Boswell's kick is good. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. That drive. took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal, and yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
On the return, the Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
On 2nd down, Mixon. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off the game.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. Carry for Samaje Perine. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards that time at a Cincinnati 1st down.
Brandon, this can be so demoralizing for a defense. They've had 2 opportunities to get off the field. They haven't gotten it done. So now your coordinator, he's going to call every blitz that he has, any type of exotic, something that they haven't seen before. And he's also telling the defensive lineman, don't worry about holding people up. Just get in gaps and try to make a big play.
And not only not getting off the field on 2 opportunities, clock continuing to run. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Second down now. Nixon. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down. Joe Mixon. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down.
It'd be real interesting to take a look at this play later because on this pitch toss play, I get the sense that he just followed the pulling guard or the pulling offensive lineman through that hole and spilled this play early.
Yeah, because he didn't even get to the outer third of the field. He was tackled in the middle third.
Yeah, when you're talking about a pitch or a toss tackled there, that means they read it fast and diagnosed it and knocked him down in a hurry. This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
On 4th down, they're going to try the jet sweep. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, but got a chance to put some more points on the board. I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Steelers on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Roethlisberger. He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And he's into the clear. 30, 10, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Chase Claypool, his first touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterward. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
If you're looking for proof of his speed, Next Gen Stats shows that he was traveling just over 21 miles an hour there.
They're going to try and run. And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped them in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
Onside kick recovered by Cincinnati.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. A gain of 13, it's a first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. They go play action with Burrow. He'll buy some time right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him... Try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On 2nd down, Mixon. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now a carry for P-Rod. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
This one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage.
Steelers 16.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down. But don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. You got the big lead defensively. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew.